Kai Asakura and Yuki Motoya had a great little scrap at Ryzen 42, and the entire event is well worth your time and dollars, but I wanted to touch on 5 cool aspects of this fight that stayed with me. The first was Kai Asakura's brilliant read in the early going. Motoya came out entirely focused on kicking the legs, probably because of Horiguchi's success doing the same. And he soon settled into the pattern of using this annoying step-up inside low kick to close the distance, with the intention of pitching the overhand and moving to the clinch. Asakura read this perfectly and, giving ground towards the ropes, allowed Motoya to attempt the same step-up kick again, and to almost lunge himself onto a beautiful counter-flying knee. The payoff was not enormous because it just missed the mark, but the read was perfect and Motoya served himself up on a platter for it. Asakura's job in the fight was to stay upright and get off his punches. When he was able to break from clinches, he backed Motoya onto the ropes and took advantage. The first weapon he used was the big right uppercut. Leading with big right uppercuts can be dangerous if you're dealing with a wicked counter left hooker, but against someone who's going to cover up, crouch into their stance, or to try and level change the moment you corner them along the ropes, the big right uppercut is a freebie that could land well, or simply suggest to them that they should not try ducking in on you. The weave is a bend at the waist from left to right or right to left, or a level change combined with a sidestep. You will see fighters use them reactively to get under punches, but some of their best uses are proactively, while circling out along the ropes or cage to get under an anticipated swing at your head, or aggressively, as a means of taking a slight angle in the middle of a firefight. You will see Kai Asakura sidestep or weave to his right off his right hand a lot. Out in the open this doesn't achieve much, but in tight it yields more significant angles and creates openings for counterpunching while remaining on offense. A great offensive weaver in boxing was Aaron Pryor. Every time he threw his right hand he looked to weave out to his right side or to sidestep. Slight sidesteps when you're trading punches almost chest to chest yield significant changes of angle. Against Motoya, Asakura looked to weave off his right hand a couple of times when he worked Motoya into the corner. In this instance, Motoya fell for it and threw back, and Asakura's weave carried him clear to the right, combined with a left hook to the body, and left him in perfect position to throw a right hand from his new angle as Motoya was out of position. Again, it's not about reacting to the opponent's punch, but throwing and weaving without regard and capitalizing if the opponent throws himself out of position. Ryzen uses a ring, and the ring is uniquely bad for sports that involve two men pushing each other around. The contention of some weeaboos on the internet is that the ring prevents quote-unquote cage humping and wall walking, yet this fight, and every fight between good modern Japanese MMA fighters, demonstrated that wall walking and cage wrestling principles are barely hindered at all by the ring. There is just the annoying side effect that the fighters fall through the ropes on every second or third attempt. Asakura's takedown defense in this fight involved using the ropes to hold himself up, just as he would with a fence, and turning Motoya onto it before breaking off. When Motoya peeled him off the ropes and began to throw him, Asakura would run, fall, or crawl to the opposite ropes and build back up again. When he hit the mat, Asakura attempted to use the turnbuckle pad in the corner to perform a wall walk, and Motoya used modern anti-wall walking tactics such as sitting on Asakura's ankles. Good to see among fighters that we hope to one day see in other major promotions, but also just another smack in the face for delusional ring-loving weebs. This one is really simple, but you will hear Michael Bisping call for it constantly on the UFC broadcast. When Asakura found himself in guard, he stiff-armed Motoya's head offline, got to a hand, and turned over to start standing up. He conceded the back body lock, but he fought his way back to the feet instead of eating up time trying and failing to attack from his back. The head push and technical stand-up is so simple that it looks like it shouldn't work, and yet it still finds success in high-level MMA even today. You're just unlikely to get a clean breakaway as you might in the old days. Late in the second round, Motoya found himself conceding blunderhooks along the ropes and hit a nice punch and pummel. He whacks Asakura in the face, and as Asakura is feeling offended, he tries to pummel his own underhook. Simple stuff. Asakura backed away and repummeled. The next time Motoya tried this, Asakura caught Motoya's elbow in the palm of his hand and held it up away from Motoya's ribs. This left Motoya open for an enormous left knee, which folded him in half and left him gasping for air as Asakura scored the TKO moments later. I make these videos for fun and they aren't monetized. Go and buy the Ryzen 42 pay-per-view. It's a great laugh, this was a good fight. And with wins over Kyoji Horiguchi and Manel Cup, Kai Asakura is one of the few talents in Ryzen who we can comfortably call world class.